I feel like a lot of people got my "we listen but we don't judge" messed up, so I wanted to kind of share a couple little more details, but after this video I'm not talking about it anymore because you guys judged.
We listen and we do not judge. It's a story time. This lady shared her story and she told us not to judge. Okay, so you all do not judge. When you listen to this story, don't judge. Hey, beautiful people, how y'all doing? It's Nature Girl Mara David, and thank you all so much for tuning in another interesting video. So she's pregnant, or she got pregnant for her boyfriend. That was when she found out that he was cheating on her, and the side chick knows about her, while the boyfriend told the side chick that she's the crazy ex. Okay, they are living together. The day she wanted to put to bed, she went to the hospital alone. Okay, and when she put to bed, he came to meet her at the hospital, and he was like, "I want to go home. I don't feel good or something." Just went home and left the hospital to meet the girlfriend in the house. We don't judge, right? Let me roll this story time for you also watch, and I'll share my thoughts at the end of the video.
Okay, so we listen but we don't judge. When I was 37 weeks pregnant with my second child, I went to use the bathroom like around 12 midnight, and I realized that my panties were like kind of wet, but I know I didn't pee myself. I went and called a couple of my friends, and they were like, "Hey, that might be your water that broke. You should go to the hospital." So I went to wake up my partner at the time, which it was my second child's dad, and pretty much told him that he needs to take me to the hospital because I think my water broke. He said to me, "Well, I'm tired right now. Um, I think we should just go in the morning. Are you having any pains?" And I'm like, "No, but I'm scared. I'd rather be safe than sorry." And he was just like, "Well, we'll just go early in the morning tomorrow." I was like, you know what? I'd rather just go. So I decided to just get in my car and just drive. This was around like 1 in the morning at this point. I got to the hospital, had to wait outside. I drove to the nearest hospital, which was about 10 minutes away from my house. They took me to the back and they were like, "Oh, we're going to go like check to see if your water did break." In fact, my water did break, and they told me I still have a couple hours to give birth. I called my child's dad and I was like, "You know what? You have a couple hours. Like, you need to like hurry up and start coming over here soon." I guess I forgot to mention this part. He had just got shot in the leg like 2 weeks before that, so he was like under medication, like sleeping pills and stuff, because I guess he was having a lot of pain. But he still was fine. Anyways, I guess he was about to start heading to the hospital and stuff. It did take him a while to get from the third floor that our bedroom was at all the way to the first floor where the front door is. It was like a whole process. Anyways, the doctor thought it was gonna be a couple hours, but really, I guess I started having like really, really bad pains, like within like 15 minutes of the doctors checking me. Within 30 minutes of me being at the hospital, my pain was so bad. Like, then the doctor, I guess, like, she put her finger in there and, like, she's like, "Yo, the baby's coming out. I can feel the head." So we started getting ready. Boom, baby came right out. My kid's dad was still not there. I think he was on the way at this point. Anyways, eventually he came, saw the baby, was hanging out with me and the baby for maybe like 2-3 hours, and then he said he has to go back home because he was in a lot of pain and he needed to take his medicine. So pretty much we slept at the hospital. We were going to sleep at the hospital by ourselves. At the time, he had a side chick, and I knew who the side chick was, and I used to stalk her like Instagram. The side chick also knew who I was. So while he told me that he has to like pretty much go back home because he needs his pain medicine, he was really going back home because the girl was gonna meet him at our house. I went on my fake Instagram in the middle of the night while I had to feed my newborn in the hospital. And I went on her page and she posted that she was laying down watching a movie, my bed, well, me and his bed, and it was our TV. Pretty much it was our house. I immediately tried to call him, but his phone was off. It's like he turned it off. Anyways, the morning came. It was time for me to get checked out of the hospital. Somebody has to come pick me up with the car seat. I ended up going back home like nothing happened. I ended up swallowing the fact that while my baby and me was at the hospital being born, he was at our house with his side chick, and the side chick was posting everything on Instagram. So we listen but we don't judge. I feel like a lot of people got my we listen but we don't judge messed up. So I wanted to kind of share a couple of more details. But after this video, I'm not talking about it anymore because you guys judged. I didn't know he had a side bitch and then I got pregnant, okay? I was already pregnant and I find out he had a side girl because he had went out just this particular night and he had used my car. So when he used my car, he had forgot one of his cell phones in my car, which I didn't know until the next morning when I went to use my car because I had to go make a quick run to Target, and I heard like a phone ringing like under my chair. So I started looking to see what it was, and in fact it was a phone, but I didn't think anything of it. But the phone kind of kept ringing as I was on my way to Target. So I kind of looked to see, like, you know, like I was going to answer and be like, hey, you guys could come back later. I'm not home yet. And, you know, he's at home. But when I looked down at the phone, it said a girl's name. And I'm like, that's so weird. So I decided, it was like a FaceTime call. So I covered the FaceTime little hole and I picked up. And I kind of see a girl, and the girl like talking so fast. And she's just like, oh my God, I was kind of drunk last night. I hope that you didn't take that the wrong way, and it felt so good to have you inside of me. Something like that. Like she said it like so quick, and I was like, what? I was like, who's this? And then you could hear the girl kind of go like, oh. And she's like, who's this? And I was like, this is his girlfriend. Like, what do you mean it felt good to have him inside of you, blah, blah. So at this point, we're like kind of talking. And she was just like, well, I know who you are. You're his ex. And I was just like, no, I'm not his ex. I am his girlfriend. Like, we live together. And she's kind of like, no, he's trying to move out. He doesn't want to be with you anymore. He's been sharing with me for the past month now that we've been talking that he has like a crazy ex that he does not want to be with. And he just shared a living space with, which obviously that's a lie. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm pregnant. You know, we live together. Like, obviously he's lying. Anyways, let's keep going. So eventually I got home from Target and I confronted him right away. Like, what the fuck is this? And he pretty much said like, no, it's like nothing. Like, he had just met her and he took her number down, but he doesn't know her like that. Just like typical lying guy stuff. But like, I was pregnant, and you know, like I just wanted this family, and I just kind of, you know, he pretty much was like, you know what, I never talked to her again, like kind of like he was sorry. And then eventually we kind of got right back together. You know, it wasn't that hard. We lived in the same home, so it wasn't so hard to like get right back together. I remember her name on the phone, so I went on his Instagram to see like if I could find her, and like I found a girl with that same name, which I didn't know it was her at the time yet. I just suspected that it could be her. But anyways, now he's telling me he no longer talks to her, everything's fine. But I ended up finding out that he continued to talk to her because she were in fact posting on Instagram like he would tell me he's going out with his friends, right? Like, and then she'll post that she's out to dinner, and she'll post like an arm, and then you'll kind of see like his watch, or she'll post happy life, happy wife, and it's just like, and she'll post like certain things that will show me that she was with him, in fact, like going out while I was at home. Every month my belly was growing, and it just felt like he was getting turned off by me as my belly was growing. I did confront her a few times and, you know, kind of explain to her where, like, you know, you are, like, me and him still together. What you're doing is messed up. And I know he's also, like, doing it. Like, it was, like, a thing where it was a mutual agreement between them two, obviously. But, you know, I just felt like maybe because she was a woman like me, she would understand that she was kind of breaking our happy home. Well, that's what I felt at the time. And she pretty much was like, I don't care. He tells me he doesn't love you. He tells me this, he tells me that. And it just became a back and forth things as for months and months and months. And I know I was supposed to leave, But obviously I didn't, and this is where it led to when I had my baby and he went back home and had this woman in my bed, in our bed, and slept, while I had just gave birth to our child. A lot of people said that I was so calm telling the story, and yes, that's because this isn't new. The reason why I'm so comfortable telling the story is because I, I have healed from that. I have been left that toxic environment that I was in. I went to therapy. Also, a lot of people ask me if I left my baby daddy after the whole hospital incident, and I'm gonna tell my truth. This is my story, and I'm going to tell my truth, whether you guys judge me or not. In fact, no, I did not leave him after that. I continue to go through all that. Okay, I was going through a lot of postpartum depression. I was going through so much. I was taking care of a newborn. And in fact, he continued to sneak off and be with this girl. At some point, she wasn't like his side chick anymore. She was like his other girlfriend. Me and her fought for so long. We wanted him so bad. Okay, we both wanted him so bad, and he would not leave me. He would not leave her. I went to jail behind this. I went through really bad postpartum depression behind this. I went through just so much, having to take care of a baby and also dealing with the fact that my man was sneaking around with this side chick that became a main chick at some point. It was really hard. But like I said, I have healed from it. I took therapy. I feel like I needed to find myself, okay? I needed to give myself that love. Like, I needed to love myself. And when I was going through this, I didn't love myself. And like I said, I'm comfortable telling the story because I'm good now. Like, nobody could ever do something like that to me again. But I had to go through this in order for me to find myself. And, it happens. Maybe it didn't happen to you, but it could happen to somebody you know. And I just want to say that toxic relationships happen a lot, and just like support your friends.
We are not judging you all. Kindly share your thoughts in the comment section respectfully because the creator said we should not judge her. I'm glad that she realized that she was in a toxic relationship, went for therapy and all of that. So even after she put to bed, she still stayed in the relationship and fought for her man. Of course, we're not going to judge because things like this happens to almost everybody, or it has happened, and it still happened. But the reason why people like this share their story is not for you to also experience it as well. If you've not experienced it and you're seeing the traits, it's for you to wake up and not, let this thing happen to you. Okay, it's not to judge her or to mock her or anything. It's like a wake up call for some women that feel like things like this do not really happen. It is not all men. My own man is special, or it doesn't do. It happens, okay? It happens. So it's for you to wake up and have sense, so you don't fall victim. You don't end up like people like this. Don't end up being heartbroken and you have to go to therapy. You have to heal and all of that. Those things she will be going through a lot all those time. Imagine postpartum depression, knowing that your boyfriend is cheating on you. Like it goes, is a lot, is a whole lot. Okay. So these videos is for people to know that yes, these things happen. And women like this that share their story is to tell you that this thing will happen also. Have sense. Don't be a fool as I was, because now I know that no man can do this to me because now I have learned. Okay, she has learned a lesson and she has realized how toxic the relationship was. It doesn't make sense. It was not even going to go well. Even if eventually left that side chick, it will still go and find another one. It's never going to stop. Okay, that's who he is. Someone that got shot and is still doing all of that is going to do that. Someone that his girlfriend just put to bed, like that was the height of it. His girlfriend just put to bed and you came home to meet your side chick. There's nothing. You can't change him. cannot be changed, right? Anyways, what is your take on this video? Can you share your thoughts down in the comment section? It's your girl Maria Davis, and thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.